Welcome to the Preferred Walk-On podcast. This is episode 1. I'm gonna be your host. My name Chris. Obviously, y'all see the names on the computer. That's Cam to my left, and Carlos under me. It's a podcast that we just started to start up almost a year ago now. And we love to talk sports, love to talk entertainment, music, anything along those lines. First off, how y'all boys doing today, man?
I'm good today. I feel good. What about you, Cam?
Oh yeah, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. Ain't nothing too much up with me.
Yeah. I obviously,
How you, my boy? You good over there?
man, you know I'm good over here, man. You see how this camera got me looking, man. See how this camera got me looking.
Hey, that's the
Oh, you
money
look
man, so
you
he good.
hey, you looking like new money over there, B.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. All right, so man, we gonna jump right into it. Obviously coming off of the NBA season, with Los Angeles Lakers winning the championship, Bron capturing his fourth championship, Anthony Davis his first. Obviously, we're getting into the off season. Today is the Tuesday the 17th. So obviously NBA draft is tomorrow. Who y'all boys seeing going number one, man?
I think I think Edwards going number one. I mean, just because they already got D'Angelo Russell, I think they'll just run him at the one and then Edwards run the two for him. I think that'd be perfect.
You just thinking?
Man, how I'm feeling, man. You can't go wrong with the mellow ball, man.
Yeah.
6'8" point guard, can shoot it from anywhere on the floor. Has a handle, can blow by. And then, like you've been seeing in the last little bit of highlights, his athleticism has been starting to get there. Like, hey, you can't go wrong with that, man. That's the new age. That's the new age basketball right now.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm leaning towards Lamelo. They couldn't go wrong to me with Lamelo or Anthony Edwards, man. But I'm thinking Lamelo because he can't teach 6'7" at point guard with range. Obviously they might have to maybe reel him in, but we've seen it over his past couple years. His game went from like a wild young kid just doing what he wanted to like now he's like more under control. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he's under control as far as everything, as far as his game. Getting into that second pick though, because I think we all think that the Warriors coming off that pick tomorrow night or tonight, maybe when we sleep. And I mean, we can get into all the trades now because I think the Warriors getting rid of that pick. I don't think they want to pick. If they do pick, it's gonna be Wiseman. I'm like sure of it if he's there. So what y'all think? We're
Hold on. So you think Wiseman could go number one?
no Wiseman's
Even
going
with
two. Wiseman going two.
yeah. So the Warriors have the second pick, right?
Right. If they pick, they're
Yeah.
picking
So
Wiseman, right?
yeah.
I mean, I
There's
mean, they
no
got to.
question about that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you take Anthony or Lamelo and use them as trade bait, like, hey, you come out there with a Lamelo and an Andrew Wiggins deal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just about to say that too. Like that's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna go ahead and package that pick with Andrew Wiggins. I mean,
yeah, but
he got a nice little contract on him, so somebody will take it.
he do got a max deal, don't he?
Yeah,
I
so I
mean,
mean, somebody will pick it up.
I
For
mean,
that pick.
we can go ahead and use that to get into these trades, man. We can start off. With the Lakers, defending champs. Obviously, they getting rid of Danny Green, adding in Dennis Schroeder, giving up their first round pick for this year. It was at the back of the first round. I think it was 28 or something like that.
Yeah, so
So
basically a second round.
basically a second round pick, early second round pick. Um, I mean, I like that for the Lakers, man. They need somebody who can give them a consistent punch off the bench, man. And I think recently they just didn't. I think at the end of the playoffs we kind of seen that Rondo, when he brought that punch, Lakers were almost unbeatable. But now you got a young gunner that I always had my eye on, especially last year OKC. Dennis Schroeder, I think that is just a great pickup, and I always thought the Lakers should look into. So like,
Yeah.
what y'all think?
So you don't think they're gonna start him? So you think he can come off the bench?
I think he's coming off the bench.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, so what you just think they go back to that big lineup with the big, and then they have AD at the 4, and then whoever at the 3, and then LeBron at the 1?
I mean, I'm projecting that lineup to be Bron at the 1. I think they get KCP back. He'll be at the 2. And I think they might look into trying to integrate Kuz into the starting lineup as long as he's a Laker. Who's going to be in the starting lineup?
But so you play Kuz at the 3, and then another big.
That's a big starting 5.
Hold on, but do you pay KCP though?
Yes.
Oh, just because you got rid of that Danny Green contract.
Well,
too.
I mean that, and
so it kind of freed up money.
And you got, I mean, with KCP, I mean you got 3 and D. At the end of the playoffs, it's no question he was the third best player on the Lakers throughout the playoffs. Like getting to the finals, after the first game when everybody was killing him and they lost to the Blazers, I don't really think he played a bad game after that. And it can be sometimes on social media. They'll kill you when you playing bad, but when you start playing good, everybody just gets silent. You ain't hear that much criticism of him no more. Like for the rest of the playoffs, all the way to the championship. So, I mean, you got to get a guy like that back. He only 27 years old. He seems much older than that, but him and AD the same age. So, I think you got to get him back. You have to. I think it's just continuity. I think you're getting Avery Bradley back. I don't think he declined his player option yet, but you should be getting Avery Bradley back. You should get KCP back. I mean, with Schroeder, Bradley, and KCP to go with other pieces, I think that's just good for the Lakers. What y'all? I mean, so would y'all sign him back? It's looking like $15 million a year. So would y'all sign him back? I'm asking y'all.
I mean, for $15 million, yeah, but they were saying I seen that they could package him with or sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan. So, I mean, and DeMar DeRozan just opted into $27 million. So if that's the case, he got to get $20 million, and then you have to package like Kuz or something with him to get DeMar DeRozan. Not saying I want DeMar DeRozan, but I think KCP gonna try and get about $20 million. I think he's gonna go for that 22 million, something like that. I think that's what he's gonna go
for 22 million. For 22 million, I don't know about all that. I don't know for 22 million.
It depends on the years of the contract too. I mean, if you can lock him up 22 million for 2 years, I mean, I don't think that's too bad. Then at least after this year, you can at least trade him going into his last year of his contract. You can trade him, and that'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like people just take on that contract because they know they're gonna get rid of it after the season. So that'd be perfect.
All right, man. We was talking about it. I mean, when we did our little meeting yesterday, we said, hey, we might go to sleep tonight and wake up in the morning and people be done moved. The Bucks.
But hasn't that happened the last 2 nights though?
Yeah.
What was the first night?
I think CP3 was the first night, which was like, and then last night we got.
No. CP3 wasn't the first night.
No, CP3 was when as soon as the trade deadline. Trade opened. Yeah. And then last night we got Drew Holiday going to the Bucks.
Yep.
For like 2 first round picks and 2 pick swaps. I believe it was, and then you got Bojan Bogdanovic from Sacramento going to the Bucks. They all in on Giannis, man.
Hey,
Giannis resigning.
How do y'all feel about that Drew Holiday trade? Is it too much for 2 first round picks and 2 pick swaps? Like that 2 first. Granted that the Milwaukee's gonna finish, top 3 in the East Division, so they're gonna probably be picking in the back of the draft. So like, is that a good deal? Because granted, you still got to re-sign Giannis. Like that's not a for sure thing.
I'll say this. You give up that pick. You give up all of that if you're trying to keep Giannis. If you're not trying to keep Giannis, I wouldn't even have traded for nothing. I would have been ready to move Giannis himself this year. Like right now, I would have been trying to move him because if he's really sold on staying, there's no need for you to go out there and try and get the Drew Holiday or get the Bogdanovich and give up assets. They gave up a lot. You know what I'm saying? They gave up who? For Drew Holiday, they gave up Bledsoe and they gave up George Hill. They gave up both of their point guards,
Right.
starting and backup, and then they gave up the picks and the pick swaps. So it's like that's almost like
I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, my fault. Hold on.
they did the Paul George thing. You know what I'm saying? They gave up everything just to keep him.
I mean, you kind of got to. I mean, you got somebody like Giannis, you got to do whatever you can do at that point. And then I feel like Eric Bledsoe, the way he be playing in the playoffs, you got to let that go. Then George Hill, he only gonna give you but so much, so you gotta let that go. And then with them picks, I mean, like Cam said, you can be picking in the back of the draft anyway, to be honest. So, I mean, it just
100%. I just think you don't make those moves if you're not sold on Giannis coming right back. Like they had to get some indication that with them making any trades, they were gonna get him to resign. You know what I'm saying? This dude Cam then got up from the mic and left his TV freaking going, but it's straight. What? All right, so we got CP3 to the Suns. I'm pretty sure we both thought that was a great trade.
Oh yeah. I mean, we want to give up Kelly Oubre, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to try and keep D Book there. So CP3 to the Suns.
I had to give me a hoodie, man. the degrees dropping out here, you know. I'm cheap. I ain't trying to turn the heat on either. So
no, I feel that. Trust me.
We said we talk about CP3 to the Suns, man. What you think?
Okay. I think it was I think it's a win-win for I feel like OKC got the better end of that deal because, you know, CP3 is like 32, 33?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around.
No. CP3
so,
CP3 is 35, bro. Him and Bron same age.
Oh,
so he might be 35, 36.
So how many years does he still play in the league still play at that top level for $40 million a year?
All right. So we not. I don't think this is talked about enough. CP3, he 35 and he 14 years into the league.
Yeah,
I ain't seen that man lose a step yet. Honestly, he may not have the athleticism he used to have, but that man is still top 5 point guard in the game. Like, I would take him over a lot of point guards, especially if you put a good 2 like Devin Booker next to him. Like, come on, man. This CP3 we talk about. This is like, you know, he ain't won a championship, so he don't get the love. But this one of the best point guards ever, for real.
For sure. I ain't never said that he wasn't, but I'm saying like,
and probably the second best leader.
I'm saying like, are you playing for your future or are you playing for right now? Do you feel like right now, CP3 put Phoenix Suns over the hump to win a championship?
Nah, but
they were never a piece away though. They're not a piece away.
Okay, then. So why make that trade then?
For D Book.
Yeah, you got to try and keep the Booker. You got to.
I understand that, but all right. So if you're D Book, you say, okay, Chris Paul's 35 years old. How many more years do I really get to play with Chris Paul?
But D Book's still on the contract though. He still got another 3-4 years on his contract.
I understand that, but okay, like I'm saying, Chris Paul is 35, right? Do you see him in the next 3 years, the next 2 to 3 years, putting them over the hump to beat the Lakers, Warriors, who else? Oh, Nuggets,
Clippers.
Clippers, Portland.
I mean,
I mean, granted, they're gonna be in the playoffs. That makes them a playoff team.
like I said, man.
Mavericks.
Like
they
I
gotta play the
said,
Mavericks.
like I said, Cam. They were never a piece away from winning a championship. It's all about showing your star player that you're willing to go out and make moves to make the team better. Even if it's only better for the next 2 years. In 2 years, what is we not looking down the road, but I think Chris Paul got 2 years left on that deal? He played 2 years. He played the first year with the money on Houston. Last year he got traded. He got 2 more years. If you get 2 more high-level years of Chris Paul at that number, you going into that offseason, 2021, 22? You going into the 2022 free agency with a max level slot to go with D-Book. And who knows? In 2 years, that might be Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know the names out there, but
I'm saying Chris Paul. That pickup was. I don't feel like that Chris Paul pickup would have been is like a deal breaker though. Honestly, because you think about it, Kelly Oubre is still young. If you give him the next 2 to 3 years, hey. He still ain't hit his ceiling yet.
You got to look too though. You seen what Chris Paul did for OKC? I had that team before the season. I had that team not even making the playoffs. I was like, yeah, ain't no.
I had him top of the draft, like I had first couple picks.
Look, and plus I figured Chris Paul might be traded or he might not play most of the season. I had that team not even making the playoffs. And then when I was like, he gonna play, I mean, this team still don't make the playoffs. And then he ended up a 4th, 5th seed. And then took the Rockets to a game 6, game 7?
Took him to game 7, down to the wire. It took a great play from James Harden to win the game. Like we talking about this Chris Paul. Like I keep saying, this Chris Paul we talking about. This ain't no slap. This is all time great right here. And people talk about how Bron not really treading off. Like CP3 ain't like we thought we was seeing a little decline last year at the end of the Houston thing. But then he got to OKC this year, and when you got to the playoffs, I was looking at something, and he was averaging like 29 and 6 at the point guard spot. Like, come on, man. Like, if I can get 2 high-level years from Chris Paul, bro, to go with D-Book, I'm taking those 2 years, and I'm going into that offseason when he become a free agent, looking for a star to pair with D-Book. D-Book is what, 23, 24? Come on, man. Like,
and in them 2 years, they could still trade for pieces too, though.
Right.
They still make moves.
And they open the door for people like Cam Johnson, people like Mikal Bridges, people like that needed more time on the floor, but you had people like Oubre taking up that time. You had now they got a team that like legit. Honestly, if D-Book buy in defensively, they got probably a team. They got 2 possible 3-and-D wings in Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. If D-Book buy in, that's another wing, a 2-way star. Chris Paul, who never been a liability defensively, and then Ayton at the rim.
With
the right coaching, that could be a good defensive team.
But you don't know if any time Chris Paul hands could break, his hamstring could give out.
Hey, but like I said, this goes back. Was it a trade that we all think would get them to it? No. But what does it show your star? It show we willing to go out and we willing to make a trade to get better. With that team last year that they had, they was gonna be fighting to get the 8 seed. I think they can get to up to like 6 with this team. With a good leader who gonna get the most out of everybody, like Chris Paul, he got the most out of everybody in OKC, even more than what Russ got out of them boys. Like when Russ won MVP, he got more out of that. Like he ended up 5 seed? He didn't sneak in the playoffs.
Right.
He didn't sneak in. He was ahead of people like Dallas, ahead of people like Portland.
And then look at this too, though. I think this team are as good as the Utah Jazz, really. I mean, the Jazz got Mitchell, Conley, I mean, I think Chris Paul's obviously better than Conley.
It all comes down to that development of Ayton and that development of Ayton, Johnson, and Bridges. To me, how good are they next year? Because
I forgot they had Mikal Bridges though.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, how good are they next year though? Because if they develop and you get three good wing defenders to go with Ayton at the rim, who's a solid defender. Come on, man. Like that's a top defensive team with the right coaching. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all right. So I mean, we could leave it at that if y'all want to go ahead and move on. And nobody got nothing.
Ahead.
All right. So obviously, the elephant in the room right now, is the James Harden thing. Now, he's saying, it's reported that he's saying he wants to go to Brooklyn, and I keep telling people that I know, if I was Houston, I am never trading him to Brooklyn. He will never get there. He got 3 more years left on that deal, and you either gonna play this out till you 34, or I'm gonna send you to Philly for Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. You ain't going to Brooklyn. I mean, never. I would never take that package that people bringing up. Terrible.
Hey, yeah, man. I'm not taking Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris LeVert. I'm not taking nothing. What's his name? What I call
Karis
him the
LeVert,
other day,
but-
Chris?
Afro Man. Afro Man. Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Yeah, man. Hell no. That I don't care, man. Nah, you gonna play this out. I mean, we made it your way. You wanted Russ.
Exactly.
We got you, Russ. We gave up picks for Russ. Like we made it. We got you what you wanted, and then you're not happy? Nah, brother.
And they got rid of Chris Paul after y'all was like 2 games away in 2 back-to-back years from making the finals. Then they gave up Chris Paul for your boy. Nah, you got to play this out. This ain't no.
Yeah, you're not about to leave my franchise in the gutter, and you go and live a high life in Brooklyn. What? Hell nah.
Yeah, nah.
He's tripping. Like I said, I'm holding out for Ben Simmons. Like I said, what was the trade I bought up, Cam? PJ Tucker and James Harden for Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons.
Yep.
I feel like that. I feel like that's fair.
No,
that's a fair. Hold on, you feel like that's a fair trade?
Yeah.
Do you feel like Philly got to give up draft pick?
No.
Or just straight up?
No, because they're giving up the younger piece.
But that piece ain't fully developed yet, though.
I mean, maybe a first to go with it. But I mean, if I'm Houston,
hold on. Granted, how the league is looking right now, what they giving up for Drew Holiday, 2 first round pick
and 2 swaps for Drew Holiday.
I need
you can't even start.
I need at least 2 first rounds for James Harden.
You can't
and
even
Ben Simmons.
You can't even start a trade with me if you Brooklyn without the name Kyrie Irving said. What Shannon Sharp said? Kyrie Irving need to be the first name you throw out there. I don't care if he want to play with KD. You need to be putting him out there. If you really want James, you give me Kyrie. He'll never get to play a game with KD after recruiting him there. Because, like I said,
that's tough.
We gonna get into the fact that, like, I seen people wanting to see this trade go through, but we all know why. We all know why people want to see this go through. Because people don't want to see LeBron James dominate the league for another year. They don't want to see it. So what do they want? They want quite possibly the second most talented team ever in the NBA history to come together, and Kyrie, KD, James Harden, keep DeAndre Jordan. Come on, man.
And then they try to Parker too. And I'm like, man, that's wild.
And people want to see that. This coming from the same people who couldn't stand Miami.
Hey, you me tell you what's funny. I like LeBron. Like I respect his game and everything. But hey, I want to see that trade go through.
I mean, look, I would love to see it on paper.
Let me tell you why you say I want to see that on the court, because I want all 3 of them go get their own shot anywhere on the court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Granted, defense, hey, it depends what mindset they come out of. Granted, they're not gonna play defense because Mike D'Antoni on the coaching staff anyway. Like, he ain't known for defense. You know, they
Yeah,
got
but
Amari
I believe
Stoudemire
they
on the coaching staff.
added one of Popovich's high top
Oh,
assistants on
what's his
Brooklyn
name?
staff. I think it was what is that? Was it Udoka? I'm Udoka?
Yeah. It's a
I think it was
Udoka, something like that.
I think he got added and he's like one of the top defensive assistants, I think, in the league.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean,
Cause what ain't
but
like
still,
Amari Stoudemire assistant coach too?
bro, Kyrie, I'm gonna say this. Kyrie ain't never been like only person I seen kill Kyrie is Steph, but at the same time, do we? I don't think Kyrie. I don't think none of them is playing. I don't think James. It's gonna be like shootout. They're gonna want to outshoot you more than
Oh,
like.
hold on, and they gonna outshoot you 95% of the
I
time.
mean, 95% of the time. But if you can have I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the pieces don't fit for one. We got 3 ball dominant guards. KD is a guard at 7 foot. So you got 3 ball dominant guards who love isolation, who love. Granted, throughout the course of the game, you could stagger them. You could stagger them and have maybe 2 in the game. You never always have one of them in the game. You know, that way they can go do their thing. Maybe have it to where they all get a chance to be in the game by themselves without the other 2 stars. There's ways of, moving it around, working with the substitutions and all that to make that work. But at the end of the day, at the end of the game, here's your problems. You got 3 options at the end of a game who believe they should take that shot. Who get the ball? Who you giving the ball? I know I'm giving the ball, and I'm pretty sure you giving that 7 foot monster the ball, but like
goddamn right.
But do the other 2 stars believe that? You get what I'm saying?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, if you James Harden, he's been averaging 30 for like the last 2 to 3 years.
Right.
He's been averaging 30. It's gonna be hard to come into that and say, like, yo, I gotta give up the last shot.
We was talking about that. Who's averaging 18?
Yeah. I was about to say who gonna average to 20? Who gonna average to 20 to 18 to 20?
Shit, ain't man one of them trying to average.
That's my point. Who's averaging 18? They can't shoot. They gonna shoot all 80 shots? Probably.
Right.
Most of them, 80% of them, they gonna shoot.
80. They bench gonna be trash though, but they gonna shoot like 85% of the shots nightly.
Yes,
I mean it's gonna get like that.
I mean, so yeah, I think it's. I mean, that's the elephant in the room, man. I think I would never take that package though, if I'm Houston. Yeah. With 3 years left on James Harden deal, any team that trades for him is secure for 3 years with him. You got him for 3 years. Like, if he don't want to show up and get paid, I would never turn down 50 M's a year, but I don't know, man. I could never trade. I would never trade that for James Harden, man. Like, you got to give me. I'm talking about. I want you to be so far in the hole if I'm taking that trade that when KD and them retire, I'm still hitting you in the head for picks. Like, I'm still getting you. Like, we talking 2030. I'm still getting your picks. Like how Boston did Brooklyn. I mean, yeah, how Boston did Brooklyn back in the day and had all they picks for like 6 years or something like that. I need that. I need all that. You ain't about to. James Harden. Oh, what?
Hey, but check this out. But do y'all think maybe KD trying to get James Harden? Do y'all think maybe KD thinks he's not going to be 70%? Or, I mean, he think he's going to be 70%, not 100%? So maybe he thinking, if I got James Harden and Kyrie, I can kind of take this year off.
I would say this when KD. If he push hard for it, I think it's because he know at the end of the day, they might be good enough to win the East. But whoever he play out West, he might be thinking, this team is not enough with me and Kyrie with what else we got to win the championship. So push it for. I'm saying if he push hard for James Harden, like if he push it for it so hard, it might be a slight belief that we might not have enough. Because, he come from 2 stars. He come from Westbrook. The years with Westbrook and not being able to get over the hump. he had James Harden before, but that was clearly not James Harden now. That was bench. That was 6-man James Harden. That ain't MVP James Harden. So, I mean,
two totally different
two
people.
totally different people. He got a like. The thing is, the difference is now Harden got an ego. Like as much as like we could see an ego clash. Kyrie has had his personality problems, and I love Kyrie. I mean, Cam, since he came out of Duke, even on 2K, I played with that man when it was no LeBron on Cleveland. Like I was playing with Cleveland on the game, so like I love him, but his personality is one that raises red flags. How does he feel if he end up being the one that have to average 18, 19 points? I don't think none of them trying to sacrifice. And you seen what it did to Bosh. You see what it did to Clay for a couple years. When you step into that, somebody got to average 18 while the other two average 20, 25. Like you got to look like the third wheel that ain't getting the same amount of food. Like you ain't getting the same amount of plates either. They get 2 plates. You can't walk back to the table. You know what I'm saying?
But Kyrie last season did say they did in the third piece. He was saying that last year. He was saying
but I think they need an off-ball piece.
Hey, hold on. Was he saying they need a third piece to turn him to the third wheel?
Nah, he was not saying that. Hell no. Nah.
Definitely wasn't saying that.
Hey, low key, I think Kyrie think he the best player on the team.
Low key.
They all three think so. They all three, of course, all three of them going.
Hey, think about it like this, right? Kyrie was mad. LeBron averaged damn near 10 assists a year, right? He was mad playing with LeBron.
That's what I'm saying.
If he played with KD and Kyrie,
I mean KD and James.
I mean, yeah, KD and James Harden. Where's the? You know what I'm saying? Hey,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that too.
That's the same thing with KD. KD said he couldn't play with Russ dominating. Now you got two point guards that's really going to try and dominate the ball. So, I mean. And I don't believe James Harden said he couldn't play with Russ. I think they both just trying to get out of Houston. But they said James Harden didn't want to play with Russ no more. And then James Harden couldn't play with Chris Paul. So I mean, you go play with Kyrie and KD. I mean, like somebody not getting shots.
Yeah, somebody not getting shots, and somebody don't got the ball in their hand a lot. So hey, I don't know. That's crazy.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. And we're gonna come back with the last couple topics for the episode, and then we're gonna be out of here. But we'll be back right after the break. All right, back with the Preferred Walk-On podcast. I'm your host, Chris. My bro Cam, my boy Carlos. We're gonna switch gears. We just talked about the NBA for quite a while right there. We're gonna get into something different. We're gonna get into the music side. Was it 2 days from now? It's Tuesday on the 19th. We get Gucci versus Jeezy. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was the biggest fan of either one of them, but I don't know, man. I think Gucci had a little run back when I was in middle school of he was dropping heat. Like, it seemed like it was left and right before he went to jail. I mean, whether you go back to Bricks, I mean, the shit with OJ, the Juice Man, like, everybody loved that. I mean, the 20 for 20. I think I'm going with Gucci and like a 12-8, something like that. What y'all thinking?
Hey, Jeezy got them things too. Now we can't.
I was just about to say that. Hey,
Jeezy got the radio hits. He got the street hits. He got it all. Now we can't just go out there and saying, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, everybody I'm hearing from, everybody's saying Gucci Man gonna kill him. And I keep saying Gucci Man is Gucci Man.
People forget Gucci had a run back when we was in middle school where like when he was with 1017 with Walk and. Yo, he had a run. Like I ain't gonna say it wasn't as big, like as obviously wasn't as iconic as Lil Wayne's run that during that time, because Wayne was on a different level for a little minute. But his run in that little span was
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, my boy Felix, right? My boy Felix put me on Jeezy, right? And it ain't and it ain't been the same. So, I'm gonna pick Jeezy, like, and because Jeezy got hits with Drake, like a lot of mainstream artists. So it's like I don't see him losing that. I don't see him losing that at all. But the real question is, do y'all see them in the same the same room? Are they in the same room?
Absolutely not.
But all the best verses been everybody been in the same room though. That's been the best,
Yeah.
best verses.
Hey, but that's a little. Hey, they got a little. It's a little different with this one.
But you know what's crazy is it's crazy because a lot of people don't know that obviously Jeezy was going to face T.I.
Right.
like a couple weeks ago.
Hey,
Jeezy
hey,
went on the Breakfast Club. Jeezy went on the Breakfast Club and they asked Swiss asked him did he want to do a versus. And he said, look, the only person I want to do a versus against is Gucci. He said, I wanted to do it for the city. So Jeezy wanted
he said he
Gucci.
wanted to do it. He said
He said he
for the
wanted
culture.
Gucci. He didn't. He ain't back there. He said obviously everything being what it been. But what's funny is I got a question for y'all. Who plays So Icy? Who plays So
Hey,
Icy?
that's where it all started, right?
I think it kind of introduced us
That's
to
where
both of them. Like
yeah,
So Icy
it
was the
did. But I'm
first
saying,
hit.
yeah, it did. But yeah, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
So I got another thing for y'all. So Uzi in this Future album, man. Y'all know me. I'm the biggest Future fan there is.
Hmm?
Like, no, hands down. I'm rocking with Pluto.
Before you finish that though, I only like Hendrix Future. If it ain't Hendrix Future, I don't mess with Future. I ain't even.
What? You ain't heard Beast Mode 2?
No, it's
But
like no,
Beast.
because to me, what's the
Hold on, hold on, hold
DS2?
on. Beast.
DS2 is crazy.
Hey, I'm going down the line. Beast Mode
no,
2,
no,
DS2.
I'm not talking about. I mess with those, but I'm talking about like since then, like since he dropped Hendrix Future, I don't
Oh, so
really.
you saying anything before Hendrix is where you stopped at Hendrix fucking with him?
Yeah, no, I like Hendrix, but I'm talking about like after Hendrix, I can't.
Anything after that, you ain't like
That's what I'm
it?
saying.
Oh,
Anything?
nah. Hey, that Beast. Hey, man, that Beast Mode 2, man. That shit go. I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
it go.
I mean,
So,
he got a little weird with his shit to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't really, I
That's
can't.
what?
I mean
Are
his
y'all
that
crazy?
nobody listened to that. What was it? High Off Life? You
Yeah,
listen to that?
Yeah, it's straight. Like, it
Yeah,
was,
but you see what you saying though? You saying you the
right.
biggest
Hold on,
Future fan
hold
and
on.
you just called it
Hold
straight.
on,
It's not
hold on,
great.
hold on. Because I hold him to a different standard.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. As a big time fan, how many big time fans is gonna say that was even like for Future that was below average?
yeah, all right, I give you that. I give you
Like
that.
for
That was
Future
a
that
it
was
wasn't
below average. He gave us and we talked about he was coming off the double album Hendrix and what was the other one? Future? Was it called Future?
Right.
So
yeah.
you had Future, you had Hendrix. I think you had Evolve, which was like Love backwards. You had DS2. You had the 56 Nights, Beast Mode
That go.
2.
Beast Mode 2 go.
Like, and then we can even go back all the way to his Honest album, DS2. Like, all them albums was good. And all of a sudden he got on a different he started dating Lori and I don't know.
When she that bad, you stop caring about the
Hey,
craft.
you ain't even he
About
stopped
the
focusing on the craft. He started
hey you
focusing on his woman. Low
hey
key.
you gotta focus. He was focusing on the booty, boy. But you don't get. Hey, you hear me?
Hey, for real. For real.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know, man. I didn't really give it a listen. I mean, Stripes Like Burberry, I think it was the first song.
yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
it, but I didn't go past it
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
not. I mean, I say this: I'm not the biggest Uzi fan. I'm not. That's not my cup of tea. Future is not. Future is nice. Don't get me wrong. Like Future, like legend, toxic legend. You feel me? But like I'm not somebody who gonna cut Future on like every day on a ride in the car. So I'm not saying he has, but that's just not me. Nah, rock man. You know I'm a Wale head. Speaking of Wale, dropping EP this weekend. Meek dropping an EP this weekend. So
Yeah.
I mean MMG here. They coming back.
Mhm.
So I mean I'm gonna definitely give both of those a listen. I want to see what Meek got to say. I think his last album was or his last single was not good. I'm always
Well,
down to listen to Wale. Wale been snapping on the low key. So I mean, what y'all looking forward to that?
with the Wale?
Yeah, the Wale, the Meek dropping.
Nah, I mean Meek ain't dropped in a minute, so I got to see what Meek about to say. I got to see what he gonna do. He ain't dropped in a minute, and then Wale always put out some good stuff. So I think Wale little project gonna be straight too. I think Wale gonna have a little something. And his last album was straight too. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he dropped that the Black Lives Matter EP earlier
yeah,
uh with how Empty Wishing Well, the red, green, black, blue. Oh, I listened to that whole thing. That was pretty straight. You know, and he been dropping little EPs, nuggets, and like you said, his last album was good. I mean, I personally think like that didn't get enough love. He was preaching the black empowerment thing before like all this stuff started happening. You know,
mm-hmm.
so I mean, if you go back to, I mean, he on that album he had what Black Girl Magic, he had Sue Me. You know, like he was in that bag before everybody else was. Before it was cool to be in the bag. So, um, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm always down to listen to my boy. Because that's one of that's Cam. No, that's one of my top three that I love listening to. Like I still go back and listen to all his mixtapes, listen to all his stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. All right, so we gonna get into like the last topics. Switching back to sports. We gonna get into the NFL. To close this thing out. So we a little bit over halfway through the season. Only one undefeated team left, Pittsburgh Steelers. We, all three of us, Dallas fans, we've been struggling. Who's the favorite? Who's the favorite for y'all right now?
Oh, the Chiefs for sure. The Chiefs. I mean, as long as Pat Mahomes playing, that's gonna be the favorite. With the bodies he got, that's gonna be the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Chiefs, but I'm gonna have to go with Tom Brady, man. I want to see what I think. When it's crunch time and it's time to go get it, he got all the weapons for it. You know what I'm saying? He got Gronk, he got AB, Godwin, Evans, Fournette.
Yeah, you saying at the end of
Uh,
the day, they just them weapons can compete
hey,
with.
it's like you can't, man up. It's no one on this. They're all number one receivers out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like across the board, number one receivers. And then you got the great, cause like people say he's the greatest tight end of all time, Gronk. So like, I mean,
I
hey,
don't
I'm
agree with
I'm gonna
that,
take.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what?
I don't know. I don't think Gronk the best tight end ever, but I mean, we'll go past that. So we'll leave that for another time. But
Oh, okay,
we'll leave it for
but
another time.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
obviously, I
I'm taking
think,
Tom.
I think, I don't know how you pick against the Chiefs. I mean, them boys put 30 up and they sleep, like in they sleep. You got Pat, you got Andy. Like it's like Lo said, them bodies out there. You got possibly the best tight end in the game right now. Kelsey, top 4 or 5 receiver. Tyreek, the best team speed in the league on offense, clearly. And I mean, I think like their defense is. I mean, obviously, it's been really really good. You know, other than maybe a game or two. You know what I'm saying? They've been flying around, and they get them turnovers whenever they need them. And timely defense in the NFL sometimes is a little bit better than just being straight up good. A timely turnover for momentum or a timely stop. I think they're really good at doing that. And I just think it's like the thing with like how I tell people with the Warriors in 2015, like once you get through that floodgate and you open it up, like now you got that championship DNA. So you got that I don't know how to really explain it. You just know how to find a way to win. Like find a way to win games when you should. And when you having your worst day and you need to win by a field goal, you need a couple clutch plays. We've seen it earlier this year. They can get a couple stops, move the ball, and get those clutch plays.
That's why I said Tom Brady, man. You know, when it's clutch time, I
You
mean,
know, if
who
he
else
in that position, he gonna win you the game.
who you want with the ball in his in their hands. So, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady showed us more than once what he can do. And now that he got what he need, hey, it's
Yeah,
it's only
100%.
nothing but up after that.
I noticed that none of y'all boys we know who the top MVP candidates are. We have Lamar. We got Lamar Jackson. Not Lamar Jackson, my bad. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got Pat, and we got Russ. I noticed y'all left them out. Obviously last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson, struggling of recent. Back to was it losses in 2 out of 3 weeks. And I think in the week in between, he didn't look that good. I think he only put up like 24 points that week. I mean, it's decent, good enough to win the NFL, but it brought up a lot recently, especially with the DeAndre Hopkins catch on Sunday. We brought this up in our group chat. We said, who are you taking? Are you taking Kyler or Lamar? And I'm gonna let y'all say y'all's, but y'all know I said Kyler. Obviously, he's just a better thrower of the football, and he can give you what Lamar gives you running. So if y'all want to say who y'all would pick, I know, but y'all let the people know. I'll decide.
Nah, you hit that right on the head. It's Collar. Like, I mean, it just kind of showing that with that throw the other night. I mean, granted it was a Hail Mary, but that thing was like on the money. And it's just like just naturally, he's just a better thrower. Just naturally throwing the ball, he's just better. I mean, Lamar Jackson had what this is his third year in the league. I mean, I don't know. By now, you should be able to hit. You should be hitting everything on. I mean, you should be making all them throws by now.
You know what, mate? I'm gonna let Cam. I'm gonna let you go here in a second. But you know what? You know what I've been noticing. I don't know, Los. You know a little bit more about football than I do. But when you watch the Ravens, right? Do you feel like their route concepts are like not complicated, and they're all like they don't allow for Lamar to push the ball down the field? Because I feel like that's what I'm watching when I watch them. Like he don't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, that's what
I
it is.
mean, it's their offense too, though. Like,
It's run base, tight.
yeah, it's a run based offense.
So
I
Cam,
mean,
who did you pick, Cam? I'm gonna let you get it.
Oh, I picked Kyler. You know what I'm saying? 4.3 speed. Can throw the football with the best of them. So that's an easy pick. Yeah, like it's not even a question to me because if everything keep going the way it is, Kyler might be the MVP of this year. Like,
That's hot.
yeah, I can. Hey,
That's
hey,
hot.
yeah,
Hey, he might have inserted himself though on Sunday.
right.
hey,
I think you definitely got to start taking a little glance over there. Like, hey, that boy
hey,
he
hold
been
on,
playing.
and they winning too though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
were they 6 and
hey,
3? Oh, and Thursday night they're in Seattle to play
yeah.
Russ and them.
Hey,
yeah,
that's for first in that division too.
Yeah, first in the division on the line, 7 and 3 and 6 and 3 respectively on both of those teams. First on the line, and who knows, man? That might be a game that if Kyler goes off that game, he is 2 feet in on the MVP discussion for
Right.
me. Like if he goes off and they win, 2 feet in on that. Like now he's for sure his name is in there. Like you can't just like now you gotta pay attention to him. It was kind of like Lamar kind of put the league on notice week 1 last year. This might be Kyler statement game coming off the momentum of the Hail Mary, and if he can put together another good game in such a short amount of time, then I think he's 2 feet in. Like you might start seeing people say like, nah, he is the MVP. You know what I'm saying? To this point, got off to a slow start, but we all know MVPs are about, especially in the NFL. I think it's more about the later weeks of the season getting towards the playoffs. If you're in the playoff hunt, if you can push yourself to like maybe the top 3, 4 seed. NFL expanded their playoffs this year, so it's 7 teams. So the only team that gets a bye week is the first seed. NFC, I think that's like New Orleans right now is the one at like 7-2.
Hey, hey, hey! Now if they leading and now they got Jameis Winston going in their quarterback, whew, hey, that's hey. We seen what he did in Tampa Bay last year. It's ugly out there for him.
Yeah.
But he do got Sean Payton, and then he do got a few targets to throw to. He do got some weapons though, so I think Sean Payton.
Hey, he had weapons in Tampa Bay. He had Godwin, Howard, Evans.
But them boys was hurt a lot. Evans was hurt a lot last year. Godwin was hurt a little bit last year. I mean,
but he threw 30 picks.
That's
like at the end of the day, he threw 30 picks. So, that's all y'all got to say on that.
Hey, let me take it back for a sec, Chris. Back with them route combinations. Now, Kyler do got two big targets. He do got Fitz and then Hop to throw to too. Lamar Jackson don't really have no big names to throw to either. So.
Yeah, but they got team speed though, like, and they're not using it. They added Duvernay, and then they added they got Marquise Hollywood Brown, like with Andrews at tight end, who's one of the better up and coming tight ends.
Yeah,
like they got team speed. Lamar got speed. Marquise Brown got speed. Duvernay is a track star too. It's like, are you gonna let your horses out the gate and let them run? Because at some point, like when I watch them play, it's three people. It's usually a fullback, running back, 2 tight ends, and 1 receiver, and it's a tight formation. Like, and that's 75%. When I was watching, that was like I felt like that's all I looked at. I looked at Sunday night. I kept looking at that formation over and over again. Obviously, it was raining. And those things are, I don't know how that changed their game plan, but that it looked like the same game plan, without like, at what point are you going to like when they played the Steelers, all you watched the Steelers do on 1st and 2nd down was attack the line of scrimmage. Like they just made sure that they got them the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and then forced Lamar into like probably his worst play game in his career. You know what I'm saying? So that's worrisome to me. As with it, going forward. If y'all don't have nothing else to say on that topic, we gonna go ahead and for this last part, we gonna sign it out. Let's sign out with no explanations. Who are your top 5 NBA players?
Top 5?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go 1, Jordan, 2, Kobe, 3, Bron, 4, you gotta throw Kareem in there, and then 5, I'm gonna put Shaq. Just because that's just my 5.
Go ahead, Los.
I'm gonna go.
No explanation needed.
I'm gonna go Bron 1. Y'all know I'm a big Bron fan. So I can't even go Jordan 1. I'm gonna go Bron 1.
You can't go Jordan 1.
Hey! No explanation, no criticism. No explanation, no criticism.
I can't go Jordan 1. I'm gonna go Jordan 2, 3.
Hey, I can make facial expressions though.
I'm gonna go. 3 is where it gets tough. I think I'm gonna go Magic 3. 4, I think I'm gonna go Kareem. And then 5 is Shaq. I mean, Shaq the most dominating player of all time. I gotta go Shaq.
Hold on. Hold on. Did I not hear Kobe on your list?
Hey, look, no discussion, no explanation.
Hold on. No. I just had one question. Did I not hear Kobe on your list?
Nah, I mean Kareem with the hook shot. I could put Kobe.
That's the only question I had. That's the only
no explanation. All right, here we go. 1, right now for me, MJ. 2,
all I'm gonna say is the disrespect.
2,
that's all I'm gonna say.
2 is LeBron. 3 is Kareem. 4 is Magic. And 5,
Yo,
I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant at 5. So,
can we stop the disrespect, please? Like the disrespect is crazy.
Hey, all right. We gonna go ahead and sign off. We gonna go ahead and sign off. This is the Preferred Walk-On podcast. Want to thank y'all for tuning in to the first episode. Hopefully y'all tune in for many, many more. We're gonna have some guests coming in the coming episodes. So until then, we signing off, and we'll see y'all next week, man. All right.
Episode 1. Yes, sir.